Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this Discipline Therapy Thursday with your two incredible hosts, Mr. E.L. Discipline, and with him always, Suhey Sotomayor. Before we begin, you know how we do. We got to give our shout outs to Joe at Center Stage Music in Belmore. He will hook you guys up. He's easy to get along with, great guy. Also, we have links in the description for our online store, which is disciplinetherapy.launchcart.shop launchcart.store/shop. We have a bunch of categories to choose from: men, women, children,
tumblers and
but accessories,
water bottles, yeah,
all that stuff. We got some
goods.
yoga mats going on there, school bags. And if you guys are readers, which you should be if you're following Mr. Discipline, don't forget to pick up any one of his 7 published books. You can get them at Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. You can get it for your electronic devices like your iPads and your phones as well. What else am I missing?
iTunes, electronic, physical. That's about it.
We're on most
major listening
platforms like iTunes, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Overcast, Deezer, you name it, we're on there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all come for the topics because y'all know y'all fiends and y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy where not everything is completely free. As we're on patreonnow.com, all the links are in the description. Just click, it will direct you to there for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see. But what is free is it's judgment free, sucker free, censorship free, and some liberty. God and the ancient ancestor are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed, because we have sometimes that vulgar but soulful conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed, light one up, inhale life and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're here. All right. We have season 13, episode 137. If many women fight submission, why are most of them sexually active? And we have a guest caller on the line. Caller, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Did you hear the topic?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Would you like to state your name or remain anonymous?
My name is Sarah.
All right. I like it. She said that with gusto. All right, Sarah.
What is your perspective on the topic? Do you believe that this is true? And if it's true, why? Would you like me to reiterate the topic? Or do you remember?
No, I got the topic.
Okay.
So I think the problem is that most women don't equate sex with being submissive. And so that's what I think the problem is. I think that society now is geared more towards sex being some form of empowerment towards women. And so women look at it as, I'm actually conquering, even though physiologically we're being conquered. And so that's what I personally believe is the issue when it comes to sex versus submission.
I agree. I definitely believe women today don't see sex as an exchange of energy or, submissive. I agree with everything that you said. And I think just the times like how you stated, Sarah, is plays a big part of it, because back in the days, women, you wouldn't just give it up in that first day. You'd have to have a couple of dates, get to know them and all that stuff. So I definitely think you're right on that.
Yeah. And honestly, to be honest with you, I think the world in general is not really set up for submission any longer. I mean, if you just think about how expensive it is to live. And so now we're in a world where it can no longer be a one person house, one person income.
Yeah.
It always has to be 2 people. And so if a woman is also providing and also doing the household things, there's just that level of submission is now gone. Now that's not the fault of the man, but that's what's happening. You know what I mean? In this society nowadays.
Depending on where you live, yeah, that's correct.
True. I mean, I'm in California, so it's expensive as shit out here.
Not as expensive as New York. That's a fact.
Right.
So that's one. Depending on where you live, I agree with a lot of your points. You're spot on.
Mm-hmm.
However, um, and I'm not going to debate you, but I'm just going to kind of give a quick advice, and then we just jump back into my perspective of what I think is going on today. People who are true to themselves will make it work. So, for example, it's very rare. I'm going to take my example so you can understand what I just said. It might have flew over some people's heads. My example, I'm traditional masculinity. I don't care about female empowerment, independence, feminists, and liberals. When she gets with me, she knows that even if you are those things and we're connecting, because it's a rare thing that I'm going to get that because that's not really my type. But I do see submissive qualities. Boom, okay, so it got me interested to stay stuck there and continue to court her. She's gonna know my standards. And if you're not willing to accommodate these standards or even my personal rules, because I love myself, bye. You see? So we don't have to adjust to the times if you're true to yourself. You just got to make it work. She's right. A lot of the things today are not built for dominance and submission, masculinity and femininity.
Mm-hmm.
But you make it work. You know what I'm saying? A woman, you both men and women work. The man's still the provider. The man's still the head of the house, even if they make the same amount of money. Biological standpoint, she used that word. That's the operative word.
Physiological, yeah.
So why do I think it's going on? I agree with what Sarah said. That's one. I was going to say the same thing. Two is personal pleasure. Remember, people in general, most people, I'll say most people, because there are different, right? Most people don't look at sex as correlation with connection.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at it like, I'm going to get myself off. That's why sometimes you stay with the toxic individual.
Yeah.
They're evil. They don't treat you right. But it's like, I'm horny today.
Mm-hmm.
Men and women.
Definitely.
I'm hitting them up. Now it's a different demeanor and different attitude. You lower your tone now when you talk to them because you need something.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number two, yes, the pleasure, love bombing. A woman might think men love sex more than women, which is false. But there's a narrative like that.
Mm-hmm.
Men love sex more than women, so I could always use any type of, because the woman is prone to be built as a sexual object. So any type of sexuality within me to get him. And if he keeps fucking me, maybe he likes me. That love bombing is I'm going to keep giving him pussy so I could get him in my grasp. I could influence because it's power.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They look at it in the sense of I could get what I want with that. A feminist mentality. Pussy is power in that sense. They don't look at it as that's the womb to where we all come from. The man starts to see. No, they're looking at it as that. I could get shit. I get my pills paid. I get this, that.
It's like currency.
The modern mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest thing out of all those things that was said for me, I could say pleasure, because it is a sense of women's empowerment, believing, well, I could fuck whoever, whenever I want.
Right.
I get
On my terms.
On my terms, my time. I'll tell them when and where.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, like Sarah said, you're still getting dominated there biologically. You're still getting conquered. Unless you are the dominatrix, and that's another lifestyle. We're not going to talk about it here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very rare because 98% of women would prefer to be submissive there. Those are those 2%.
Yeah.
So, that's what it's mainly about. Pleasure, that temporary self-gratification. That's one of the reasons. Because think about it. If nowadays women weren't like looking at it in that aspect, they will hold out more.
I agree with you. But I do agree also the same as you said, that pleasure is what motivates them, pushes them to do that.
Yeah. So that's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that their desire for pleasure is stronger than a need for connection?
Yes.
Yes. I think so too.
Yes. And that is because of the transition of the world and the energy. More women are masculine today. So they're thinking like a man, because a feminine woman wouldn't do that, or she wouldn't think like that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, another thing, we got to also look on a different perspective because there's different people. So I'm going to actually correct myself and reiterate some women, right? Because most women, maybe that's that. The other women, different. You know what I'm saying? Now we're talking about masculine women and feminine women. The masculine woman is like horny like a man.
Mm.
You know, and
Right.
she will give in to that
Mm-hmm.
in whatever capacity. That's why she'll stay with the ain't shit guy.
Or have one night stands.
Boom. So the thing is, when I say most women, the most women who are doing it for the self gratification, the selfishness, they might have a high sex drive. So if they already had sex in whatever capacity of your childhood that ignited that, we won't talk about here.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever made you have a high sex drive, you're not a virgin. Even if you're like, oh, I've been celibate for 3 months, you're gonna get those horny spells. Yeah.
Mm.
So what you gonna do to cure that? If you ain't out there doing that in different partners, you're gonna masturbate because
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you got an itch that you gotta itch it.
Yep, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to pick on the women because it's the same thing with men. But we
Mm-hmm.
are known for like everybody will say in their perspective, oh, men don't have sexual discipline. That's not a secret. It's not true because there's most men that do, but most men don't have sexual discipline. Hey, they can't keep it in their pants. You heard that term?
Yep, all the
They don't say
time.
that for women.
No,
But
that's true. They just
physiologically, men spread their seed. Women only have 1 egg a month, so that kind of makes sense. That men would be more sexually active in that
Yes,
sense.
and the high level of testosterone hormone, eventually you need to release that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? To get along my day. I'm gonna be a lion today. Sometimes that's better than coffee in the morning
Mm.
for a man.
Okay.
So in a way, like the man needs to release more than the woman. And I'm not doing a battle of the sexes thing.
Okay.
So that's why sometimes you'll see that. Damn, they can't keep it in their pants. Ah, shit, it can't be loyal. And they correlate loyal with faithfulness.
Mm. A lot of people do.
You see, so
Yeah.
so in a sense of today, why are women fighting submission? And but they are sexually active. That's the only thing I could really think about. Because if in a way, like the women today, they're not gonna do shit if they're not gonna get shit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like back in the day.
Yeah.
Like a woman could use proper discernment and be like, okay, yeah, this guy's gonna provide, protect, he's gonna, fulfill all my needs.
Mm.
And in return, I'm doing this. It was like an unspoken agreement.
Mm-hmm.
But so in essence, they were still getting something. They're just getting something of more value. The women today are getting things that aren't really, they could be getting things, you know what I mean? And so that's the problem.
You mean they're getting like material things instead of things of that?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, or money or whatever. Like back in the day, a woman was getting a provider and a protector, and
Right.
so therefore she. But nowadays, what are girls getting out of it?
Like
You know
like
what I
their
mean?
bills paid or something.
Well, it's still
Right, they're not getting anything of value, true value.
it's
Right.
still the same thing of value because, like I said, excuse me, it's the person. So a woman could think today, like, okay, love bomb. I'm going to use my vagina to get that come up, to get to where I need the opportunity,
Mm.
because that guy has a lot of connections. I'm going to use it to get my bills paid, to get a car, to get the ring, to get gifts, perhaps, depending on the guy that she's also like vetting.
And I guess what that woman considers valuable.
Yeah. So it's still value in a sense of what type of woman you are. The traditional feminine woman, looking as the provider, protector, survival in whatever
Family,
whatever
home.
capacity, family, nurture, as valuable.
Mm-hmm.
The modern, maybe feminist, liberal, independent, strong. I don't need a man, but still need the man for the penetration, literally and figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at it on a sense of, oh, I'm gonna get things out of it. I'm gonna extract maybe the materialistic things, not the intangible things.
That's true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I also think though it has a lot to do with them not knowing themselves, because a lot of people don't know themselves that well nowadays. You know what I mean? And plus, whatever trauma that they have seen, have experienced, I feel like that. You even said it earlier. However, it is that the woman got to be sexual, and whatever aspect that came from, a lot of those things, like you said, we're not going to talk about it, but there's different reasons why somebody became that way.
Mm-hmm. and then the hunger always comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Like you quench the thirst this week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna keep coming back. It's very rare you get like a very strong, sexually disciplined woman today that's not gonna give in. She's gonna give in one way or another, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a person or a toy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
I personally don't think there's any. I think as a woman, if you have those urges, and you don't want to. I don't think there's anything wrong with using a toy instead of. I'd rather use a toy than go out and have sex and accumulate another body, and not
Right.
have that connection. I don't
yeah,
think-
I'm not.
I agree.
Yeah,
No,
for
I know,
sure.
I'm
yeah,
just
I'm
saying. I
not.
don't think there's anything wrong
I'm
with
not
that.
saying that.
That there
I'm
is
not
something
saying
wrong.
that there is something wrong with
Yeah.
that. Like me personally, I would agree with you. Like especially if someone that I'm dating and I'm working so much this week, I wasn't able to come see you. We just started dating, like so we're not gonna move in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not living with a woman, woman's not living with me. So most likely it's different households. So we gotta kind of literally plan dates. 'Cause I'm not
Right.
seeing you 24/7.
Right.
So this week was rough. What's she gonna do? I prefer that, obviously. You
Yeah,
know,
definitely if you're in a
not oh
relationship.
yeah, go to a den and you need this stuff activity done to you because it's a craving and you're going through withdrawal. Go to a den. I'll let another man do that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather her do that because that's self care.
Right,
But
but even a woman, I think even a
too
woman that's
much-
not in
too-
a relationship is
too
even
mu-
more important.
But too much is crazy. You asking him like once every 2 weeks because he's doing her. He's doing her. So once every 2 weeks, maybe you couldn't make it that week over there. Cool. But if she's like, oh man, yesterday I did it and then I did it today. I don't know what's going on with, and then I did it 3 days in a row. It's too much. It's
Wait,
too much.
you mean if she's with a partner? If she has a partner, she does it?
Either or. Either or,
so-
it's too much.
Mm.
It's too much. So, the woman has to stay occupied just like the man. Like all this testosterone I got, I put it into activity.
Mm.
You see the intensity? If I didn't, I'd be like the lions fucking all day.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
shit that got me get on my purpose, I could have a Woody in the morning. It's gone because I'm thinking about other things.
Right.
So those women that are going through that stuff, they got to build hobbies. So
Mhm.
you don't think about sex all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's crazy to me. That's a highly masculine thing.
Mm.
So Sarah, let me ask you, what is more? Because it's happening with men and women, but what is more? Are men more thirsty for sex or women more thirsty for attention?
That's a hard one. Honestly, I think women are more thirsty for attention. I know that's going to come off as like, oh, I'm a pick me, but really, I do believe that nowadays in that situation, in reality, I mean, if you just look at social media, like girls are there half naked, their moms, their wives, and they're still half naked on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever social media they're on. And it's like, for what? Why? Like, if you're a beautiful woman, why does the whole world need to see that? You know what I mean? You can stand in your beauty without showing it off. And I
Yeah.
think that's the problem. And then not only that, but if you want to say men are, hypersexual, but it's like, think of the images that they see every day.
Yep,
Of course,
I was about
you
to
know what
say
I
that.
mean?
Yep.
So that's kind of crazy. I think when women say that, like, oh well, I'm just living in my power or whatever the situation is, but they're showing off their body. Like that's really, to me, that's a 100% a thirst for attention.
I agree with you, especially if they're gonna post it for like if their page is open and they're posting it. I definitely think that that's for attention because it doesn't have to. The whole like you said, the whole world doesn't have to see it.
So, Sue, what do
Right.
you think is
I
more?
I think women are more thirsty than men. Women are more thirsty for attention than men are for sex. I think men get thirsty for sex because they see the pictures that the women are posting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, it's different to send like a half naked picture or naked picture to your partner, but when
Mhm.
you post it out there and other people are seeing it, really, what's the bottom line for that? It has to be validation and attention. It can't be anything else. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
okay, so I agree with you, ladies. I'm gonna break some stuff down. Pay attention. So I believe that women want attention more than men are thirsty for sex because I'm thinking of the entirety. Your feminine, submissive woman wants your attention, dominant masculinity.
Mhm.
She wants it. You see how it's not just like social media showing her body and stuff of that nature. So I'm looking at it on a global sphere.
Right.
Your woman wants your attention.
Mhm.
She's all in. She got her eggs in one basket. She's not using sexuality to get your attention. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So boom.
Yeah.
So that's definitely more. Men aren't thirsty for sex. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna tell you something that nobody ever said it, and you heard it here first. So when you start hearing it, you know what it is. Thirsty, and you know I'm a technical boxer, Sue.
Yeah, I know.
Thirsty means that you always want it. When women are like that, men aren't. I'm gonna give you some facts. It's a proven fact. Now, maybe there's 0.0000007% of guys that could do this, but once a man is done, he's done. I know what I'm talking
Mm.
about.
Yeah.
For the moment.
Yeah, even in the jungle,
Mm.
you see it. Once he's done with her, he go about his day, and she laying there like he's like, "You're welcome." So the thing is, once he's done, he's done. It's very rare you get a second round and a third round. That's a special type of guy
Mm.
with an extreme high sex drive and high testosterone. That's a special type of guy. But once he's done, he's done.
Mm.
And they might not get it again until next week or 2 months, 3 weeks. The woman, on the other hand, you unlock something. Most men can't even do that.
That's true.
So if he does that, she's just like, oh my God. It's like the guy with, this supper was great. This supper was great. Can I have more, sir, please? Can I have more, please? It's like that.
That's
Like
true.
you opened up something. It
You
probably,
unlock the crazy.
yeah, you probably weren't able to do that. Maybe she's celibate for like a year. Now she gets the guy that knocks her block off. Damn, I need it again tomorrow. When are you free?
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's unlocked something. Within that day, she probably wants another round and another round. Because from my experience, they been able to do that all in the same round. Squirt, squirt. Damn, 2 seconds later, she's doing it again.
Gotcha.
But what the heck is going on? Okay.
He said, what the heck is happening here?
Let's go. But it's very rare for a dude to do that. Come, then come, then come, then come. Go second round. So women are more
That's
thirsty
true.
for men, especially with the right partner, because he could unlock that.
Mhm.
Women, you can't do that. The moment he looking at the BBL chick or whatever, and he gets off, he looks at you as disgust now. Probably not even spending the night. He
Mm.
ain't even like you. He didn't even like you.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. He's gone.
I feel that's like more adult men or older or like with age, because I feel like those you know how we say those guys are thirsty. I want to say we all know. No, wait.
No.
You know how I want to say that we've all known some type of guy that does that, but it was like people will say, "Oh, I knew him when I was younger, back in the days." Those young type bucks who
No.
are coming into
No,
their
no, no,
hormones.
because now you got to put into play race. You got to put into play high sexual energy. You got to put into play high testosterone. Not every race has all these things.
That's true.
So
That's true.
That's true.
no.
Well, I'm speaking on my part. I grew up in Queens, so I always knew was Spanish and black. So
See, you see, so
all those young guys.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe Middle Eastern dudes. They some
Yeah.
BDSM freaks too and stuff of that nature. Saudi Arabia, like maybe them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, no, you can't say young dudes. Because you got to break it up. Because you know that not every man is created equal.
No, that's true. Not every man is created
That's
equal.
true.
So to me, men
then-
aren't thirsty because the thirst is like a vampire, like you always constantly want it. Once the lust is gone for a lot of men, it's a wrap. Like the woman got to work now to keep his interest. So with the woman, she could even it's like an acquired taste. Like I always say, I'm an acquired taste, right? Like you kind of hate me in the beginning, then you get used to, oh shit, I love him. I thought he was an oatmeal cookie. Then I took a bite and he was a chocolate chip. Holy shit, this is actually an edible. I'm fucking high.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm underestimated.
Shit.
I'm underestimated.
You just took me on a whole trip right now.
So it's like maybe she thought, damn, you know, I'm gonna dominate him because that's what I've been doing for my whole life. She meets a dude that knocks the block off, and it's like, holy shit, you want something to eat? I thought you don't feed niggas. I thought you don't feed niggas. Like, damn, you cooking now? Okay, like she it's
Yeah.
different.
She transforms.
You see? So in a way, like for women, they're just gonna be prone, especially with the right man. Like we always heard it. Oh, they're all submissive. It just takes the right man to bring it out.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in that
That's
scenario. So it doesn't matter who the type of man is. Different wage gap, different caliber of man, different value, whatever, race. Most of them, it's a rap after the rap.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm only saying it because, like, we've all known guys that are like that. Have you not known, growing up or whatever, guys that just, oh, I hit that, oh, I hit that, oh, I hit that. Look at my black book, I hit that, hit
I know
everywhere.
one dude that did that.
Oh, really?
We're not friends anymore.
Wow.
I know one.
I think
dude
I
that
know about
did that.
one in my family, definitely. 2,
Mhm.
maybe like 5.
What about you, Sarah?
So I have a brother like that, to be honest with you.
She's like, talk about family.
Mm.
How old is
honestly,
he?
I think now he's in his 50s. Mind you, he's locked up now, but
Ay, Dios.
before, when he was younger, he was like that. But I think a lot of that's how he sought validation. You know what I mean? He had
Mm,
like mom issues, and I think that's how he sought validation.
nice.
See,
You're very
and usually, well, go ahead.
she's very
Intuitive.
No, like observant. Like she
Oh,
can pick
okay.
up on things. That's nice.
Yeah, intuitive too.
Yes.
But you know what? With that, with the
The mom thing.
yes, thanks for reminding me.
Mhm.
The mom issues, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense
that does.
because
Definitely.
look at the way, like, so a man, I always say this, right? And I said this before Discipline Therapy Talk was on Patreon, visual and audio. It was just audio. You might be able to catch some. Go to Amazon Music and stuff, Spotify.
Mhm.
They're still up there. I used to say that it's not like seen in depth, right? Because we just believe what's in front of us and whatever is given. The man who's just leading with his wallet for the woman doesn't respect her. Because it's like he's looking at her like a prostitute almost.
Mhm. Or
Like
like a prize.
we don't know each other. Like,
Mhm.
what? Does that make sense? It's too good to be true.
Mhm.
The guy who's also sexualizing her and you seeing her as a sexual object, that's the other guy too that's not respectful. Why? Where is that coming from? Most likely the psychological sense
Mhm.
of the mommy issues.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
the daddy issues. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because it's like a man child.
Mhm.
So
Right.
in that sense, like,
He wants to be loved or something. He
yeah,
wasn't loved enough.
yeah, but he's looking at it on a way of this is all women are good for.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Which is like irony because I always say I'm a chauvinist, male chauvinist,
Mhm.
but that's kind of like I don't believe chauvinism is toxic, but that's like I wouldn't even call that chauvinism. That's toxic.
For the guy to think that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like in a sense of like how I look at it is, oh, women are like multifaceted in a sense of the way the man is leading her.
Mm.
He could make her into like 100 different things because she's in the hands of a right man, as a
Yep.
leader.
I agree.
So like it's still chauvinism, my perspective, because it's not equal.
Mm.
Like the man is clearly like superior because if he's not leading like that, he's leading in there equally. It's no middle ground.
Okay.
So he has to like look at her in a sense of like inferior in a way.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? To provide great.
That makes sense.
So like with this topic, women also love to be dominated.
I
So
agree with
that's
that.
like the other perspective too. So
On why they have sex even though they're not submissive.
yeah, and it doesn't fathom in their brain that that's part of submission.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you could have the feminist, hardcore, toxic, maybe dominatrix who will just tell you what she will do to you. Man, you look so good, I would do that. Like she has suave like a man.
Mm.
She has like game like a man. Sweet talker and everything. And she's like, I would do this, I would do that, I would dominate you. She goes into that scenario like the opposite happening.
She turns into like a
So
scared
now
kitten.
it's damn, he really exceeded my expectations. Holy shit.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in a sense, it's like it brings her back to her femininity
Mm-hmm.
because the masculine at the end of the day is giving you sex. The feminine is not giving the masculine sex.
Right.
He's doing all the work. He's absorbing her DNA. The masculine is more potent than the feminine. And that is the most profound form of submission. Cause I said this in a show prior. She's not fucking her girls unless she's a lesbian or bisexual.
But isn't she absorbing his DNA too then? More
Yeah,
so.
yes, but his power, his energy's more. Being that the woman is prone to control the spiritual realm.
Right.
You see you understand?
I do, but I would think that she's absorbing him more because he's penetrating her and filling her up. Oh God, that sounded awful, but you know what I'm saying. Jesus.
I would agree, though.
I made
Agree.
myself gross out.
Explain.
So even think of in terms of how long sperm stays in a woman. You know what I mean? Like it stays in there for what, 6 days? I think.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Are you agreeing with me or Sue?
Sue.
Okay.
So like, cause I feel like women absorb more of the man's energy in that sense, because in the sense that if once he finishes, that stays inside of us for a set amount of days. It's not like it just leaves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I think physiologically we absorb more.
I also think
so you don't think. Okay, I could see that because now I'm seeing both. I'm looking at it as the man is taking, the woman is absorbing. So if the man, if you have like a sponge, right? You're obviously you wash dishes, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, shame on you, right? So if you have a sponge or whatever you wash dishes with, and you open the faucet and water's coming down, right? It's like that.
For you, you're saying you guys are the sponge.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So he's taking the water.
I get you, but this is what I'm. This is my perspective. If the man is more potent, more like his energy is stronger, and he's pouring into her. That sounds way nicer.
Right.
Then you know what I'm saying. Then wouldn't she just be absorbing all of that? I think it's both. I agree with you. I think that the man is when he's pouring into her, she's absorbing him.
Yeah, so I'm saying that he's taking her DNA, right? He's in her, he's taking her DNA. He's taking in every way, penetrating, taking in every way. She's, like Sarah was saying, absorbing.
Right, because he's pouring back into her.
Yeah, but he's taking. So that's what's my argument in the beginning of like he's influencing her DNA.
Okay.
I see what you're
saying. I think so too.
That makes sense. I see what you're saying.
I think he is influencing the DNA. I just think that it's more, I don't know. I just see it flip from what you're saying. Yeah, she's absorbing more.
I think that she's absorbing more like physically that energy because she's also taking, a part. He's spreading his seed into her, right? So, and she's absorbing that. But what she's giving back is more spiritual energy, and he's giving more physical energy. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
So I'm going to assume this is like raw sex. What about condom?
Yes.
What about condom dick?
That's a little different.
Okay.
But
so do you think that more women out there are having protected sex or unprotected?
So, I mean, that's kind of a hard question.
No, it's a yes or no. I don't think it's hard at all. I could tell you my answer when it's my turn.
I would hope protected, but I don't. I mean,
okay.
I don't know. That's kind of a hard.
I think there's more women having unprotected sex.
I think so too. And I think one of the reasons is how the feeling, how they felt present, and the familiarity.
Definitely.
That's
and that connection too. But actually, I changed my answer. I think that most women used to have more unprotected sex until they passed that law.
About
all the over the counter shit. Yeah, all that over the counter.
Didn't that be reinstated?
Yeah, that is true.
No way.
It wasn't reinstated?
Yet. No. So I think now they're more, I guess, using their heads and using condoms.
No, there's a lot more women will still use Plan B.
But that's
will
what
be
I'm
on
saying.
Birth control.
No, those things are now illegal. In a lot of states, you can't get Plan B.
Oh
You have
yeah.
to have a doctor's note. Or guess say yo a whole big to do, jump through hoops just to get it.
Mm.
So I think back in the days before the Roe versus Wade, and they started making all that stuff illegal. Hell yeah, I
Oh,
think chicks were popping Plan Bs like it was Tic Tac.
they could be using
Yeah, I
they
do
could,
too.
but they could be using the pull out method.
Exactly. I
So I
think
mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I think the truth is I don't think
That's
condom
true.
sex is natural. So if you're like thinking of it in terms of natural, I don't think condom sex is natural.
Mm.
see, this how I look at it. Right, there might be a woman out there or women. I don't want to pick on one person and say, "Oh, he's talking about somebody specific." No, there could be women out there who are sexually active with one partner. There could be women out there, females. Let me correct myself. Females out there who are, yeah, the one night stands are my thing. I know how to manage it. I'm strategic with it. Blah blah blah. I protect myself, whatever. And then there are some women out there who have multiple guys. They don't know about each other. But most women are dealing with one partner. It's constant.
Mhm.
Right.
So even the hardcore feminists out there is, yo, you know what's so funny about that? The hardcore feminist is probably getting fucked by a male chauvinist. That's
Yeah,
fucking funny.
Yeah.
that is funny.
You see? Because at the end of the day, she's putting on that front due to unhealed trauma. She's putting on that front for friends.
Mm.
She's putting on that front maybe for status, or maybe she's really huge on social media. But it's just him and her when the lights go off, or some
Mhm.
people like to fuck with the lights on. You know, like, so behind closed doors, there's no cameras, there's whatever. That's the most vulnerable I'm gonna be with you. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So I'm very submissive here. I'm speaking on
Right.
the scenario as the author.
Mhm.
I'm very submissive here, but I gotta do this to please my fans. I gotta
Mhm.
do this to sell product. I gotta do this, blah 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 blah. You see?
Yep.
And it's like you could be multiple things in different circumstances and different environments.
Mhm.
You know, for especially women. Because
Yeah.
like most men will go out there like, you hear me open the show all the time. I don't care what people think. I will tell you what I do, how I am. Oh, I'm a freak. Oh, I'm nasty. There's not a lot of women that will say that because there's more
Like a
shame
stigma.
coming that way. There's more accountability almost coming that way than the man.
Mm.
Like it's expected.
For the man to be that way.
Yeah.
I think women nowadays have that confused. I think they think, oh, if I tell him I'm a freak, he's gonna like me. He's gonna pick me. He's gonna.
Sarah,
Yeah, I agree.
you think that?
Yeah, I think women
You just not
women tend to
piggybacking
be
off Sue.
No, but it's true. I mean, if you just think of in terms of like just the way sexuality is now, I do think that women feel like they have to be super freaks in order to be chosen.
Mhm.
Is that the man's fault? Men, like male's fault? Or if that's women's fault? Like what's going on with that? Why do they feel that way? Why do they think that way?
I just think that society has become a lot more sexually driven. So I don't think it's the man's fault. I think it's just like a woman has to be like, okay, in order for me to be top dog in his life, I have to do things that other women wouldn't do
Mm.
because they believe that, society as a whole is just so everything's about sex nowadays.
So
You know
do
what I
you
mean?
just mean sex in that sense? I have to do what other women can do?
I would think that that's kind of the mentality. Yeah. I mean, I don't, if you're asking me if that's a right way to think, I would say no. But I mean, I think that's kind of the mentality nowadays, especially with the younger generations.
So
Um, I I agree, kinda half and half. I think that I think it's the men's fault who give those women, that are showing a lot or whatever. I think it's their fault. They make the other women think I have to be, super sexualized because I see these guys giving those women, all the attention, all the money, all the, they pay the bills, they take them out. And so I think that the women who aren't sure of themselves or who are confused or don't know what to do will think I have to be more of a freak, more sexual or sexualized in order to be picked. But I don't think in her statement where she said, where a woman says, I have to be more than the others. I don't think that that's just sexual. I think women do think like that, but I think if she really has, she really likes him and she wants to be the one chosen, she's going to want to do everything in all aspects. Does that make sense? I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to wash
Yeah.
your clothes. I'm going to do this,
Yes.
plus I'm going to be the freak that you want in the bedroom.
Modern mentality, feminist mentality. Most of this is women's fault because they're following other women or they have other women, feminist friends in their group sharing their sexcapades. So they're like thinking, oh, this is what you got to do to keep a man. And they get that from that. Because if it was like really like men's fault, um, women would not control access to sex. You understand what I'm saying? Like women hold other gatekeepers to that. They have the key.
Mm.
You're constantly pushing. It's rape. It's harassment. You do it in public. It's not. It's a double standard versus the woman doing it to the man versus the man doing it to the woman. So it's like it's the women's fault in that sense of how are they being this way because other women aren't getting reprimanded. So the feminine is built to follow.
Yeah,
especially if it doesn't have a man around.
Other women who have the men buying them things and paying for everything.
Yeah, because those women don't keep their mouth shut.
Exactly.
More women talk than men. So a woman will always go to her friend and be like, look what I got.
Mhm.
Look what he does.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. This is how he is in bed. Real men ain't doing that.
Mm.
You see? So even a feminine woman will do it. So the thing is, unless that man puts a strict clause, what goes on here is between us. Don't tell family, friends, and stuff of that nature. But most women that are not taught that by a guy will just naturally,
Mhm.
oh, that's my girlfriend of 20 years. I mean, she keeps everything. She keeps secrets. We got secrets. She's just gonna naturally just do it. So it's women's fault because they talk too much. They're more emotional. They're this, they're that. Like, yo, I've had feminine toxic guys show me the type of chicks that they banging on their vacation. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. I gotta move away from this guy. Yo, that's your man's and that's from a friend. I ain't fucking with him no more.
But
They were trying to get my approval. Why? Why are you trying to get approval from another man and what you doing? Feminine, toxic. Real men don't do this. Masculinity don't do this.
But there still are men that do it though.
They're males. Women and females both will do it. So it's more so of following, damn, I want that type of man she got. Now the comparison happens. And this is why a lot more women fight submission because there aren't enough women that's saying, well, I'm submissive and these are the benefits. And look at the guy I fuck with. Oh, wow. I don't believe it. Are you sure? You see, not enough women leaders in a sense of be feminine. You see, that's why more of the empowerment and strong independent and yeah, fuck whoever. You ain't gonna take no accountability. Just make sure you got a condom though. Okay, that might work, but you don't know who you fuck with. Now you got a stalker on your hands. And you just planned for a one night stand because, damn, that kind of rhymed. You stalk on your hands and you just planned for a one night stand because your girl was just like, oh girl, don't waste your time there. He broke your heart. Get even. Do this, do that. Go out and have fun. It's the women. It's the women. So they're making it bad for other women to act like this versus, the man actually doing what they do. Like there's men out there who's like, oh yeah, he'll do this because of based off her sexual talents or how she looks. But I get what you're saying. The panderers, the male feminists, they kind of, fuel that. But especially nowadays with women being hurt by men, they have a scared mentality when it comes to men.
Yeah.
Especially a traditional guy. It's too good to be true. I'm scared. So the most likely, because I'm hurt and was hurt by men, I don't trust what men are saying. Let me hear what the women are saying. They're saying you could be whatever you want to be over there. I'm going there. Ain't no benefits here. I'm going there. You see? That's what ends up happening. So it's more so the women that are fucking this up. Because I guarantee you, if women came together and said, we're going to build this divine feminine kind of cult thing, you know what I'm saying? More women would see, oh, there's different type of women in it. They don't all look the same. They're not all from the same race. They would start to adjust. I guarantee you,
Yeah.
if there were more women in there, like, girl, put your clothes on in the comments, and not, yeah, in her mind, shit, she's a fucking dirty slut, and then she types, yes, girl, it looks good. You see, if more women were to be honest with women, no matter if they make them cry or are seen or heard as haters, if more women just went against the grain and was dominant in that aspect, more women would follow. Damn, women are holding me accountable. And it's not, she's a hater. Why? Because 100 other women told you the same thing. So you can't say they're all haters. I got haters. Because there's people in that 100 group that I bet you got credibility. That if they talk, their opinion is valuable.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the only way women would change in this aspect. Men are just gonna be men. The women gotta use proper discernment. Okay, this one I'm gonna give the panties to. This one I'm letting use the butt plug. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta discern.
Yeah.
Because they're the gatekeepers to that.
That's true, but you know, like I stated before, a lot of women they don't with everything that's going on, and you know, being followers and all that, they don't realize that they're the gatekeepers to that. They don't realize that, you know, it's not, you know, it doesn't behoove them to act that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you have any final thoughts? Do you like the show? Don't really like the show? Do you have a problem with what I say or what we say?
I like the show. I like the way that you guys speak. I feel like you guys are real and genuine. You're not bullshitting. So I'm grateful that you had me on. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much. I liked having you on too. You had really good perspectives.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice night.
You too. Thank
Take
you.
care.
All right, cool.
All
So
right.
we could say our final stuff, wrap up, finish the conversation.
Okay.
So
I think it's interesting that you had said women should need to be more aggressive in telling other women.
I didn't say aggressive. I
No,
said dominant.
Dominant. Well,
Dominant is control,
right.
discipline,
Yes.
structure, leader. So
Do
a
you think
queen is a
it's-
leader.
Do you
A queen
think
is a leader.
It's easy for a woman to be that way with other women?
If she's a natural leader, yeah.
She will. Okay.
Because at the end of the day, if she's the alpha in that group of friends, she ain't the alpha when she meet a man, and we'll talk about that soon. But if she's the alpha in her group of friends, she's not letting them influence her. Duh, she's the alpha.
Right.
She's influencing her group of friends.
That's true.
So the thing is, she's synonymous with the leader. The leader takes on the risks, they take on the pressure, they take on the scrutiny, and they dominate in like eloquent fashion. No matter what, they take the grain, they take the haters. They got a purpose, and in their mind, their purpose is to keep going with the message no matter what's coming. We've been friends for 20 years. I'm willing to lose you because I'm going to meet people on my path that's on the same wavelength. So boom, this is what you're doing is not right. Like me morally, and I have morals and principles. I can't be fake with you. You are doing immoral stuff. We can't be friends anymore. Eventually, she's gonna cut ties with her. I promise, because this is the real leader. The queen is a leader. She's the lieutenant to the general. Because he ain't there, she does it. Lioness and the pride do the same thing. When the dominant kings come back, when the dominant man arrives, when the traditional masculinity arrives, she is subordinate. She's subservient. She's compliant. She abides because she knows when he's there, I ain't in charge and it ain't equal. So in the sense of, you know, are like if they're sexually active, if they're fighting submission, this comes down to the education. Like you said, not a lot of men and women are aware of this, and there's podcasts like this to bring it to light. But in the sense of women need to be more sexually responsible because they're giving it. Do not blame your sexual capades or your faults I fucked up with him. I should never give him pussy. This and that. No, take accountability. Take
Yes.
accountability because you are the gatekeeper to that. If I get in a relationship with every woman and they run shit and I'm like, well, I really like to take charge. But I just want to be happy. I don't want to be the bad guy. I want to be nice. I don't want them to run away. And they fucking cheat on me anyways and leave. Whose fault is it?
Yours.
It's mine because I'm supposed to be in charge of commitment and relationship by nature. That's my purpose. That's my nature as a man. It's not equal and it's none of that stuff. That's on the path to disaster. Because the energy, the moment the masculine energy comes in and he's already making his claim without even speaking, because his energy is going to speak before he does. She going to be already seeing that's a man. And I emphasize on that and reiterate because that means that's masculinity. That's what that means.
Yep.
When you say to somebody in New York, yo, you good.
Yeah.
You're very good.
Yep. It could be
immaculate.
Hold up, you could take you good for a whole bunch of things
like,
to things in New York.
So yeah, you're right. But when you have it in that sense, you're like, oh, that's a man.
Yeah.
I can't play with him. He's serious. He's mature. He has discipline, and he's naturally leading. He's letting us know what we're gonna be. I'm clumsy, but because of him, I ain't anymore. I used to be late. He holds me accountable. Now I ain't even late to an event.
Definitely.
So when it comes down to that, when the man steps us as the masculine, he's gonna overpower. But when he steps in as equal and wanna be as feminine as her, that's on the path to disaster. He's getting out of his nature. He's gonna lose the temperament and the steering wheel of the relationship, and ultimately there's going to be a lot of bad decisions made in there because she's an equal partner. So remember, women are loyal to their emotions, which comes back to this because being horny could be an emotion. So if they're like the hardcore feminists being a certain way, but then they're sexually active, but they're weak. Like, wait a minute, you said to your girls all this time, this you abused you, he stole from you, he did this. He ain't doing nothing morally right. But what? Oh, I'm weak. Weak for the dick. That's what it is. It's not weak for the man. You see, so why is that? It's because you can't manage your emotions properly. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have discipline. No, I ain't going to him. I could bust one off by myself, clit action or penetration, and that lust is gone.
Definitely.
No. So it comes down to that. And if you're equal in the relationship, most of the decisions are going to be emotional and you're just obviously going to vibe with it. That's on the path to disaster. So in this sense of sexual active, the women are acting like men because everything that they're ingesting, including food, is making them masculine. Even birth control. So now it's not the man. That's why I was telling her before, but I don't want to let her rock, right? It's not the man so much just, oh yeah, well, he's doing this and he's penetrating and she's absorbing. Yeah, he's taking her DNA, even with condom dick. So now he's absorbing her. They're close proximity. I could be laying on your chest. That's absorption. That's taking. I'm taking part of your energy. If I'm not in my divine masculine, she don't elevate.
Yeah, that's true.
She don't elevate because of the exchange of energy, even sexually. You know what I'm saying? He don't hold her accountable. So in the sense, like a woman, every woman I've been with has been sexually disciplined because I make the standard.
But wait, let me ask you a question.
So in a way, like a woman that's sexually active with a guy, if she's less horny all the time, doing this, oh shit, if you ain't gonna give me dick, I'll go find it. That's a feminist mentality. I'll do this. You're not giving me attention, I'll go find it. Versus talking to that guy and being patient and waiting. If the woman is not conscious of that, she's she's gonna be acting masculine.
Well, let me ask you a question. You said the same thing. If the skin to skin, even if it's condom dick, if he's not a divine masculine, he's toxic, wouldn't he be pushing in toxicity in her? Like as he's taking her divinity or
Yeah,
whatever
he's
she got
draining.
going,
He's
right?
depleting.
He's draining her, but wouldn't that leave her then with whatever low level toxicity that he has? Mm.
Yeah, but
Not like he's taking it.
Yeah, well, like before when we were talking about this quick, I wasn't saying oh, this doesn't happen. I was talking about what happens more.
Yeah.
So the man takes,
Right.
so he's influencing that. And you always see it because the woman is having sex with a new man. Why is her energy different? Every time she fucked with this guy in the past, and I know the exes. This is a totally different guy. He actually comes with standards. He comes with rules. I never heard that before. What are you, a slave? you working in a business relationship?
You're being the girl, like the
girl,
girl's friends.
like, girl, yeah. What are you doing here? But you see her different. Jealousy is inspired, and she's fucking happy.
She's glowing.
She don't have to talk about this guy. She don't mention he ain't shit. Shit, she's fucking happy. She's jealous. The last dude was ain't shit. She used to hear stories, and she loved that.
That's true.
So it's like, what's going on there? She's having sex with a different guy. So he's taking that and, like you were saying, giving it, but he's taking it more because she's not just adjusting by herself. Very rare for her to do that. She could be, let's say, for example, it could have been me. Somebody in the past I could have had sex with, could have been in a relationship with. They retained my teaching.
Okay.
They're single now, and now they hold themselves accountable. Now they move like as if, damn, it's so weird. We broke up, but I could still hear his voice in my head telling me, don't dress like that. Don't do that. And then they you see, that's things that I do. So in a way, it's very rare that this happens, that the woman doesn't have a man, but she's like feminine. She's holding herself accountable because the woman who is feminine and is not acting crazy like this, like the sex craze, she has a man most likely. Even if it's not sexual or intimate, it could be, listen, these guys I do business with, we also go out to drink and stuff like that. They hold me accountable. It could be my brother.
Right.
My uncle.
That's true.
They hold me accountable.
Yeah.
They'll tell me all this stuff or whatever. It's like, man, it makes sense. I used to just think, especially the person that's older than you, they're goofs. They're old school.
Yeah, they don't know. This is the new way.
This is the new way. This is what we, especially that. So it's very rare you're gonna find that. So the feminine woman, she definitely learned that from a man. I had a woman. What?
Go ahead.
I had a woman that I used to talk to in the past. We never got to that level of third base, second base sex. She used to tell me things. I think I could adjust to your rules quick. And I say, why? Because I learned a lot from my ex. Like I learned how to be this, how to serve what he liked. And I was like, oh, okay, so you're assuming I like that stuff. You see? So she's looking at, okay, he was toxic, didn't know himself, had dominant characteristics. This guy does, and he reminds me of him. So he might automatically, she's assuming he might like this too. So she's telling me to promote herself. Oh yeah, I learned a lot from her. See, so that's a exception to the rule.
It's almost like the girls that have to they think they have to be over sexual. It's kind of similar to that.
Yeah, she learned that from the guy.
Except she was tailoring it for you.
Yeah, she learned that from the guy.
Yeah.
So the crazy thing about the lifestyle that I live, which is a big misconception to people, that's why I'm 24/7, and they aren't. They're part-time, or they're just practitioners. They participants, right? Is you would think that I would promote hoes. Because wouldn't they be most likely to be into this activity and be quick to give it up the first night versus the traditional feminine? You see? So you would think like, damn, if a woman is overly sexualizing herself online and talking sexual memes and shit, I would be like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. You would think that, but I ain't. I'm a real one. You see? Because this lifestyle consists of spirituality too.
Yeah.
Masculine and feminine. And I don't see that as somebody who's being feminine. The woman who shows her booty cheeks online, yo, my master just punished me. She's not submissive.
Mm.
Clearly, mad niggas could see, and the dude that is allowing you to do that is a woman. Yeah, he's not possessive and territorial, which is a dominant trait. You see,
So he's
it's
not a
fake.
real dom.
He ain't
Right.
real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was actually his the idea. He wants people to see that, but he ain't thinking in depth. Man, niggas could see this.
Right.
That's your prize, and you put her at risk if she puts her location.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a sense of
Crazy.
that aspect, it's like the man is gonna control how the women will behave there, and he don't have to state claims or verbalize it. She'll see with his energy, because the woman, if she wants to be feminine, she's gonna, women follow dudes. So if you's acting like a bozo out here and stuff of that nature and clumsy, guess what she's gonna be and do. But if he is strict and he's serious, and she's like, I do see long term, 100% of the 100% of the 100% time, I promise you, she gonna be like, I gotta get on his level. That's what she will say subliminally, but not realizing, oh, I gotta act like this because he act like this. He's a man of his word. He holds himself accountable. I gotta be, because then he's gonna be, and then I'm gonna be doing it anyways. I wanna be with him. You see, the woman that doesn't hold herself accountable and she's in a relationship, he don't, not even for himself. He don't have discipline in no aspect. You see, because if he did, he would be a leader and he'd be like, yo, baby, we shouldn't be doing this. This shit gonna make us look crazy. You're going out with your girls like that. That should make us both look crazy. Well, something happened to you. That's on me and on you.
Yeah.
Reflection, you see? She's a reflection of him. You see that? The woman always shows you what type of man, you know what I'm saying, and is in her life.
Yeah.
So she gonna, like I could tell that through psychology.
Yeah.
So if the woman is like sexually active, but she's fighting submission, it could even happen while you're in a relationship.
Yep.
You see? Then that's on the man. He is lazy. He is allowing her to be overly sexual and want sex all the time. He doesn't control that.
He's not teaching
He's
her.
not teaching her. He's not helping her getting back into her femininity. No. Baby, I like this. I like that. I like you to be this way. I like you to dress that way. I like you to speak this way. I like this, because all of this stuff is a representation. If I don't have authority over you in a sense of you need to shut the fuck up sometimes because you're getting emotional, you're going to think you could do that with every man. We go out because we're in an equal 50-50 relationship. We go out and you talk to the wrong dude. I'm a good, kind man to myself, but you talk to the wrong dude. And now I got to step in and maybe go to jail for you. Or if he's beta, he'll probably just stand there. Holy shit, what happened? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's bad.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's like it's a danger when the man doesn't have authority. And even if that circumstance doesn't occur, because I always throw in different, right? I'm throwing different circumstances. When she cheats, because eventually what will happen, it breaks the whole relationship versus the man cheating.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And
Man
it would be on
1,000 times and the chick will still be there. The girl cheats one time and the guy's out.
It's not just that. It's the guy that she cheated with. What are the possibilities there? Remember the castle situation, episode 152? No. Episode 52. Food porn. Remember that one?
Not really that one, but I remember another one, like who stays in their lane. Like the side guy, the side piece guy, or the side piece girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in that sense of, even if it's the side piece dude that stays in his lane, it's a danger. Because the thing is, the woman is loyal to her emotions. Goes back to full circle, ladies and gentlemen. This is counterclockwise. That's clockwise for y'all. It goes back to full circle.
I was like, wait.
It goes back to full circle because at the end of the day, the woman's loyal to her emotions. So the fact that she stepped out, that took a lot to do that, because it starts emotional and mental first conversation. So the fact that she stepped out and did that physically too, because we could look at cheating on different aspects. She's already cheating by the emotional. Boom. For her to step out and do what a man would do, she's gone. She can't come back and love you the same. Because emotionally, that's how the woman is built. Physically, it's how the man is.
You
You
asked
see?
you
So
asked
the
a
man could
question
be
though.
physical with another woman, but is not emotional with her. He comes back and loves the main one or whatever he's been with the
Mm-hmm.
same way. The woman is more emotional, not physical, not sexual, and not and emotional and mental she is. So the moment she does the physical act, you see, it's third base, home. First, second, third, home. It's home already. He got home. He got in the castle. The king.
That's where he said
He
castle.
ain't a king. He got in the castle. So in that moment, when he gets home, she's gonna be like, maybe okay. Here's a rare scenario. It was a one night stand. It was very bad. Okay, that's different. But most likely, that's gonna be good sex because remember, the woman is planning prior to the act, so she's already vetting him.
Mm-hmm.
And if he is a seducer and the man isn't, he's stroking her mind already, making her pussy wet. So she's just thinking about, damn, the sex is gonna be great. Because even if he don't fuck me well, he probably eat good pussy. And that's a lot of stuff that the main man ain't doing. So now, boom, she's gonna be like falling in love with the guy. Oxytocin will drip. That's gonna allow her to pair bond. And she's going to be like, damn, this guy's fucking me so great. It's gonna correlate in her mind as love. Then she's gonna question her man who's not. She's gonna start to compare. He don't love me. So she's gonna build her love language around the side dude. And that's dangerous because anything can happen with that, with the woman being loyal to her emotions. Back in the day, a guy could be upset at the woman, whatever, he still provides. He could be upset at the kids, whatever, he still provides. The woman is loyal to her emotions to a point which I just don't feel like it today. You take care of the kids. I got cramps. I'm not cooking. Fuck that. You made me mad. So cook your own food. Her submission is out the window because she's loyal to her emotions. The dude is not. He thinking more logical. Even I'm upset with you. And I've even said it. I will still provide because I know my job. If I don't provide, we're both at risk. If I go out and I don't hold her hand, we could both be at risk. If I'm not on the side of the traffic, I let her be, we could both be at risk. Well, does it make sense for the man to walk in front and for her to walk behind her? Because like, oh, well, you my sub. You supposed to be like that. What? You're not even protecting her. Is it also the same way for her to walk in front and you walk behind? It's not safety. So she's at risk if I'm not leading. If I'm not providing. So I gotta put my emotions aside and think logically, what is this for the long term? She pissed me off. But you know what? She needs protection right now. So I can't just be like, you know what? I don't feel like protecting her. I could probably eradicate the sex because the sex doesn't determine our relationship. We're not connecting right now, so I don't want to fuck. But, and that's also reward because I do that like no other. But in the sense of protecting and providing, I'm still paying the bills here. She needs help on this or rent or whatever. I'm still paying it. I'm still doing this. I'm still doing that. I ain't let her have the drill. I ain't let her pick up the sofa. That was everything. I ain't let her even. I'm yelling at her if she's picking up the heavy groceries. It's probably the only times I yell. So I'm still providing. I'm still protecting. And I could be upset with her. Different. The woman's loyal to her emotions. So the man has to teach the woman that.
Yes. You had said first before I get into this, you had asked a question about the man that the woman cheats with. Is he there? Did you say is he there for the long haul? You asked something
No.
like
No.
it made me
I
think
said
like
that things can occur from that. For example, he could feel like, oh shit, like I could get into the castle whenever I want. I could play with his kids. I could be in the same proximity with his kids. I could do this. I could do that. He gets access because he got access, knowing that she was in a relationship or married. He gets access, and he's like, yo, I could get other things because isn't being in a relationship like the most strongest bond? You know what I'm saying? So if he's able to get this with this woman, he could be like, oh yeah, I could definitely get more things.
You weren't saying it like for like they were going to start something like that. If that's a possibility for them to start like a relationship for them, like a real thing.
That could be a possibility.
Okay.
She could be on her way out.
Yeah.
Depending on what she vetted with the guy
Right.
and what she has. If she has nothing and that guy in her manner equal in wage gap, net worth, and if she sees other great qualities, she's gonna build her exit.
Mm.
But if he, let's say her man makes 150,000 a year, and he makes 90, he makes 70, 60, right? She makes 60.
Mm.
You see, in that moment, it's like, I might still stay with the nigga because I get to keep my money. My money is my money, and his money is my money.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't pay the bills and do this,
Yeah.
which is okay to do. Like I would always say, I'm gonna pay like the mortgage or the rent, and do it. You could pay cell phone, you could pay the little shit, groceries, you could pay whatever, because you gotta build, right? My
Mm-hmm.
shit's being taken away every month. So my money's going down. I keep building it, it goes down. You got the luxury of saving for us.
Mm.
So yeah, your money's your money, but it's ours too.
Right.
So you got the luxury of building. So now we like a scale, right? I'm going
Mhm.
up and down, but you never go down.
Mm.
You see, these are things that a man should teach a woman too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's less on him. Like she was saying, things ain't what they used to be. Translation, things ain't a quarter anymore.
Mm.
Yeah.
True.
So you could still navigate the system and, you know what I'm saying, manipulate it to work in your favor as a team.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it comes down to the man, but the woman has access. So why is she still, and especially in a relationship, still sexually active with the dude, but fighting submission? For example, I'm scared to give my all here, but you keep giving him vagina.
Mm.
Is a woman confused, or are these women or females? I correct myself. Are they confused? Are they confused? Like you were saying earlier, they do not know. They just think submission is a term of I'm gonna be like your slave.
I think that's what they think.
So they don't put the sex as the stigma of that as well.
I don't think so. I think
That
the
makes
only
sense.
time that they do put it as submission is when they're getting like, it's his birthday. I'm gonna let him tie me up. That's the only time I feel like they would put. I'm gonna submit him in the bedroom. I'm gonna let him put handcuffs on me.
Mm,
That's what I think most of the women think
yeah,
of submission with sex.
yeah. I'm
Now,
asking. Go ahead.
you had said that a man, even though he's angry at his girlfriend or his wife or whatever, he still pays the bills, he still protects and provides for her. He might take away sex because that doesn't determine the relationship.
That might just be me. Not a lot of men. Because remember, he probably getting off too. So
Right, no,
he's not looking at it as I'm getting her off first
right,
before mine.
right. No. My question to you is, you know, just to throw a wrench in your thing. Why wouldn't that be the same as if a woman is angry and she withholds sex?
Um
Because you said I'm angry right now, still toxic on both ends. doing
no, it's
that.
not toxic on a man because the woman is built to be of use. So
That's her
remember,
job.
his pleasure in sex is worth more than hers, especially if he's the leader. I'm a different tier of guys. I don't fall into these categories of modern, even modern alphas, whatever it is. I live a BDSM lifestyle. There ain't a lot of dudes like that do it, especially black. So I'm on a totally different tier.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas they look at that as like, oh, self gratification. They ain't thinking of how I think.
Mm.
So the fact that I give you what a lot of men don't, that's a gift. So in a sense of that's over and beyond. What I'm doing is the basic. I'm mad I'm doing the basic. Most men can't do the
Got you.
basic today, the bare minimum. I provide and protect. The over and beyond is making you nut.
Okay,
Cause I
that
could
makes
still
sense.
lazy dick you and me get off. And you don't. And you spoiled. Damn, I didn't nut today. Shit, what I do? When I do that, so you see that? You see? So I could still get off because I could be like, you know what? I'm horny today. I'm not, fucking with nobody else but you. I'm using you now, and you're fine with that. But I'm just like getting off. I'll give you 2 minutes. I give you 30 seconds. I'm getting off. I don't care about you. Where it's different.
Gotcha.
You see? So in a sense, like when you're in a relationship, if she is sexually active and she is not submissive or fighting it, you need to question that because submission is the most profound form of some sex. I mean, is the most profound form of submission
Yeah, I
for a
agree.
woman, for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because she just pretty much, even a visual aid, most of them want to be on their back. Hello, use me, choke me, spit in my mouth, pull my hair, I'll take it from the back, like do it on the side, whatever, upside down. You're being used, girl. Even if you're thinking over here, like, and Sarah said it, even if you're thinking, oh, whenever I want to, you're being conquered. So that's what I mean. Even with the side dude, she's being conquered there. It's dangerous. See?
Yeah.
She's not dominating him.
Mm-hmm.
He's most likely dominating her. And that's probably what keeps her going back. That's dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
So for me personally, I don't meet those type of women that you were referring to earlier with all these experiences and fight submission. My thing is this. What I'm gonna say is, and I don't want to jump because we got a topic like this, but I'm just gonna say it really, really quick. Maybe it'll fly over people's heads. Sex is the primary thing to getting what you want. It's power.
It's currency.
It's hard, like it's cruel, but it's power. So if the man is good at sex, he could most likely get whatever he wants, and he's making her nut. That's why you see it, you hear it all the time.
That's true.
So at the end of the day, it's not money, especially not anymore. It's not looking handsome. You gotta do more.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, so in a sense of, and like I said, I don't want to jump topics. When she is sexually active with that dude and fighting submission, question that. Maybe it's him because he don't want to get a job. Maybe it's him because he don't want to provide and protect. Maybe it's him, she don't feel safe only when they fucking, and he does a really good job. Pause. Or it could be her. She hasn't gotten over the ex. She has unhealed trauma. And based off your lifestyle and that you have a lot of options, and if she keeps fucking up and disrespecting you, you are not going to abuse her. You will leave. That's a scarcity too. Damn, if I'm gonna give my all, take accountability. Don't be scared and put that into the universe. Act right. Act right. Learn what that man's principles are to make him say bye-bye, and don't ever cross those. You see?
Wait.
So for example, if he has, you can't cheat on me. That's part of my principles. No, I don't allow that. And she does it, bye-bye. He's a man of his principles. Most men will tolerate so much disrespect from their woman and still stay with them. You see what I'm saying? That's why when they could ask me, damn, you're so perfect. You know, why these subs leave you? Correction, girl. They ain't no woman ever left me. They still try to come back. And if they left, they came back. So if they not here, trust me, it's me. So boom, I corrected you on that because you have a feminist mentality. You wasn't even thinking, it flew over your head. Second, why aren't you married though, whatever it is? Because I control relationship and commitment. I could do that tomorrow. I got 6 women in my whole life that propose to me. Yeah. I could get it whenever I want. And I'm not here to brag. So the reality is that's another feminist mentality, because you're thinking, oh, well, if you're such a great catch, the woman should be like, I'm going to marry that dude. When do you hear that? Do you hear women saying, oh, I'm going to marry that guy? Maybe they say it in a subconscious aspect, but they still want the traditional treatment.
Yeah.
You get the ring, nigga. It doesn't make sense. You see? So in a way, that's a feminist mentality too. For those women that think like that, where did their mentality come from? You see? Probably dudes, weak dudes, women in their circle. They're not seeing it on a sense of biological, men's psyche, women's psyche, science, and biology. They're not looking on the relationship aspect in the dating market. Men provide and protect. Men are in control of commitment and relationship. They control the temperament. And if they're a leader, they have order that you follow because he's already holding himself accountable prior and you following that. He holds himself to a high standard and he holds the people in his circle to the same standard or higher. So boom, that's already done deal. She knows what it is. She don't go in there blind. She knows where they're headed to. Or it's like you get with the guy who's just equal. And now, in a sense of the woman's safety and mental growth, it ain't going nowhere.
It's gonna be stagnant.
So now she's already thinking, I mean, I dominated dudes in every capacity. So if I like a dude, I could just bag him. So yeah, he's handsome. He's zaddy. He's zaddy. I'm a marry him. Yeah, you could put that into the universe, but at the end of the day, I gotta move. Even if I'm fighting with my ancestors because they're pushing me, I'm too strong. hold on. Like they're pushing me towards that. I'm gonna move when I want. I got stuff in line, purpose, and stuff of that nature. I could get it when I want, so it's gonna be on me. It's gonna be on my terms. Like when you leave a job and you get a better job, I'm gonna leave on my terms. They don't fire me. I quit, and they regret it. That place don't elevate once I leave.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's that man. So that woman is sexually active and she's still fighting submission is weird. You got a lot of women that trust and respect, that don't trust and respect men today, and they do that. That's what it is, because submission is respect and trust. So if she's fighting submission, read in depth, Sue. If she's fighting submission but still giving the panties, she's there for selfish gratification. She probably knows her pressure points. She's on top. She knows how to make herself come, so she uses his body to masturbate, or she dominates him in bed, so she's getting sexual gratification on her own. It has nothing to do with him.
That's true.
And she's still fighting submission. She don't trust and respect him. Maybe because she dominates you. That's all full circle. All full circle. She can manipulate you and control you, so she don't have respect and trust for you. But that's what it comes down to. Submission, trust, and respect are the catalysts.
But wouldn't the question be why she doesn't trust and respect?
We said that already.
Oh, all right.
Could be the job you don't have. Could be this. Make me feel safe. You understand what I'm saying? But it goes down to also, it could be her. It could be them. It could be these ladies. I'm not doing that because I did that already. And I gave my all and he still left me. And I didn't get nothing in return. I need an exit strategy. What if they bring their past trauma there? They're not over it. It's them. It's them. Because that's the catalyst to submission 100%. It's a mental and emotional thing. Just because you cook and clean don't mean you're that. Just because you want to be on your knees when he steps into the building and get ready to slob his knob don't mean you're that. It don't mean that. And people like me got to come on this to say the truth. Because there's a lot of people that don't talk about it the way I do or even do it.
That's true.
So the reality is they're the ones that are to blame in a sense of how is the guidelines to follow. The guy in a sense of the relationship. The woman in a sense of sex. Yeah. She controls that. Now these dudes that are special, yeah, they control the key to sex. It's one of a kind, but they control that. They kind of be like, I want it now, and they get what they want, versus the guy that has to wait or beg or do certain things. Go and buy something. Let's take on this trip every month. Buy something.
Pay a bill. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? But most of the time, the woman is controlling access to that. So if she's sexually active, but she's fighting submission, she needs to question. You know what I'm saying? Do I really want to please him in bed? Most likely you aren't. Because if you were trying to please him in bed, you would do everything else. Sex is the most profound thing for a woman. You could get a lot of things with dominating her sexually. Very well. So at the end of the day, like, what's going on there? How the fuck is she still giving him that shit? Maybe he is dominating her and she's still fighting it. Because everything that's going into the world, she's absorbing. It could be they live in two different households. It could be he's not there 24/7, which is the same thing. It could be her family. It could be social media. It could be she idolizes celebrities. So many things that he has to fight to get through the layers. I'm fucking Sonic and I'm dodging all these things. Boom, boom, boom. Just to get to the tunnel. Just to get to the tunnel where her submission is. And it keeps getting harder and harder because the levels get harder. For you video game guys, I'm not a video game guy, but the levels get harder. So she keeps getting harder and harder to get to the tunnel, for you to get to the tunnel of submission.
The tunnel of love.
You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, the emotion of the woman and the mentality of the woman is potent. That is where submission is the cornerstone. You see?
The mentality of the woman and the what?
and the emotions.
Emotion
Yeah.
of the woman and the mentality of the
Yeah.
woman. Yeah.
Because those are the catalysts
I
to
agree with that.
submission.
Mhm.
She could be emotionless when she's having sex with you. It's just like she's used to that. Like, how the fuck she know how to get on top and move like that? Oh, okay, she done that shit before. Like it's routine. She not even. No, when you get with me, you gonna get back. You do this. You being tied up. You're gonna make noises. You're gonna bust a probably leave a puddle. You're not used to that.
Jesus.
So now you falling in love. You doing this, but why are you still fighting submission? Something is off. Something is off. Maybe she's not saying it. A bunch of them, they're not saying. They're not recognizing. Maybe she has a problem with poly. Maybe she has a problem with the fact that this. Maybe she wants to compete with me, which is dangerous. Not because now she's an enemy. Now she's an enemy.
With in your lifestyle, you're talking
if it was to happen.
I got you.
Now she's an enemy. She wants to compete with me. Masculine doesn't compete with feminine. It's just like on this show, like everybody knows who the man is, even if we are a 50-50 partnership.
Well,
there's a strict clause in the contract.
You have the muscles.
There's a strict clause in the contract for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I do special things. I have special contracts with business people because of the type of man I am. I talked about this already. But why is that the sense? You know what I'm saying? Because it comes down to those two aspects: the man leading, the woman receiving, and like giving.
Yeah.
So if she's sexually active and she's fighting submission, a whole bunch of them from men, they don't respect men, they don't trust men, and those things are leading to the catalyst or the byproduct. The byproduct of them not being vulnerable. Because when she's submissive, she's vulnerable. It's not just you feel comfortable taking your clothes off to me, let me see your ass and your titties, but you won't let me see you naked on the inside. That's weird. That's weird. Like, why is it a struggle to know about your childhood, but you quick to get on your knees? Yo, I make them recognize this. Any woman that comes into my life and they start thinking, oh shit, staring into the scene. He's right. He's right. They never call me a nigga. They call me a god, because only a god could do that. He's touching me without touching me. He's far away. I just hear his voice so potent. Only a God could do that. You see? So in that moment, she even looks at you with high regard. So it's different aspects. She starts to trust you and respect you. And now she's vulnerable. She can't just be vulnerable in the bedroom. It doesn't make sense. She's not emotionally present there. She's not mentally present there. She knows she's just getting off. Every time I call him, I'm calling when I'm horny. Operative word, me.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah,
that's true, Mr.
So that's why
you know what you're talking about.
That's why they doing it. It's the gods that take over. That's why they do it. That's why they say it. It's a multitude of reasons depending on the woman. That's why I say most, some. It depends on the woman. I can't say all of them do it for the same reason, but most of them do it for the same reason. The others who do it for different reasons are different circumstances.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But it comes down to all women and females not being vulnerable. And the vulnerability, what started that are trust and respect, the lack of it.
Yeah.
Because a woman could love you, but not trust and respect you. And then you're going to see the fault of that. That like a foreshadow of what is to come for danger. The woman could not love you so much, but respect you and trust you highly. And you're going to see that love is going to keep going up. It's going to keep flourishing. It doesn't work with the other way around. Because trust and respect is big for women.
Yeah.
So in that moment, it fuels it. Like I said, women are loyal to their emotions. It goes back full circle. It goes back full circle. So when they're loyal of their emotions, there's many times on this podcast, a sub could be watching and feel a type of way. But if she respects and trusts me, come on. It's a lot of things that's going to still come and whatever. She'll get over it. See, she'll get over it.
That's true.
But if she love you and don't respect and trust you, she won't get over it. Watch this. She don't respect and trust you, especially in the bedroom. Damn, nigga, you cheating on me again? You got some bad dick. You out here just giving a bunch of bitches bad dick, and now I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot. Crazy. You making me look crazy out here.
That's interesting. That's a different twist.
Just giving you an example.
yeah.
Like, you ain't shit in the bedroom. Why you still keep doing this? She don't respect and trust you.
Why is she still with him?
So now could be other things. Great
Yeah.
financial provider.
That's true.
So it's other things that's like, boom, okay, I fucking lost trust and respect from him like years ago. At this point, it care, love, kids. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
That's
danger
true.
with that. Versus sometimes I don't like him. Sometimes he says shit. Like, I can't believe you said that. Shit sounds like some dick shit. Like, you an asshole? You really have to be an asshole? She might not say that to you virtually because she respects you in her mind. She won't say it, maybe due to fear, a little fear too. Never tell me he's an asshole to his face. Or she might say, can I get a pass on this? Yeah, what do you want to talk about? You know, you're a real asshole sometimes. Because she don't want to get punished, right? Especially a guy like me. But boom, in that sense, it's like, okay, I don't trust and respect him. But if I love him, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. She'll still do some sneak crazy shit behind your back and talk crazy behind your back. Even to your face in an argument, talk crazy. If she respects and trusts you, she will always be submissive. She might not love you at the moment, but she'll never call you a nigga during an argument.
I hope not.
She'll never say, you piece of shit, that's why you've been working at the job so long. She'll like, why are you still driving trucks? Because it works for him, not you. Mind your own business. You minding your own business because he's your business. But at the end of the day, you don't do what he does. Just like what I do for a living, a lot of people can't do. And what they do, I don't want to do. Or I might not be able to do. So she looks at him as high regard. She's like, oh, how long you gonna be there? Nigga probably got a pension and all that. It works for him. Maybe that's his therapy, being on the road.
Yeah.
Mind your business. Now you're gonna get the man and be like, shit, she wants me to become an entrepreneur. Okay, I'll quit tomorrow because he's following the woman. So it's like, in a sense of that, like, yo, you have to lead as the man in where you come from and what you're born to be, and the woman controlling access to sex. Now, if she is giving the pennies and not having trust and respect, she needs to question herself. Hopefully this podcast will raise some eyebrows. And she will start to, oh, damn, because that's dangerous. The woman respects the man and trusts him. She will do a lot of things. She will protect you spiritually. She will pray for you. She will always love you. Today, she felt the type of way about you. She got over it. She loves you but doesn't respect and trust you. She'll never get over it.
It's something to bring up and throw it in your face.
And it's a path to disaster.
That's true.
Yeah. And eventually that guy's going to be stressed because she's going to be making his life a living hell.
Oh, yeah.
But the woman that respects and trusts the guy, she wants to make his life easy.
I was just about to say.
Even when she's upset, the food is still on the table. See, because she trusts and respects the guy. And remember, this could be a old couple, like grandparents. She does that for him because years ago, he said, when this happens, I promise you my word, I'm going to take care of you. And she will always remember that. So she hates him, but she could live with him because she respects and trusts him. So that's why she provides as the wife. Or yeah, most likely wife. You know, grandparents. She provides as the wife. She's subordinate. Because of that respect and that trust. So she will always stay submissive there because he never showed me that he was never going to provide. He told me years ago this happened and he ain't never lied. Yeah, he cheated. Yeah, he did this. But he still kept true to his word. And because of that, and she's an old-fashioned woman, that's going to be valuable to her. Yeah. A man's principles. Yeah. And I will never cross those boundaries.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's different if she modern and stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
So the reality is, in order for us to connect and be there strong for a long time, we need to get back into our DNA. And that's masculine and feminine energy with our core. Women feminine and submissive and supporting and stuff of that nature and following. Men providing and protecting.
Yep, I agree.
And building and creating. And setting a law, and especially in the household of the kids and wife to follow. Yeah. Because I'm leading us to the promised land.
And I feel like keeping his word. Because that's what's going to.
That's what I said. Those women will appreciate those values, and that's what's going to inspire that trust and respect.
Yeah, I agree.
But if they don't, because that man most likely might not have principles, and if he does have principles that he told her, even she sees damn, he's crossing these for me. It's not just gonna be, oh, I'm special. Subconsciously, she's gonna be like, I don't respect and trust him. Versus the man saying, do that again, and I'm gonna punish you. I promise. And she's like, well, let me see. What are you gonna do? Choke me, put my lips. What are you gonna do? Spank me? Oh, I want to spank it.
She's a whatchamacallit.
Masochist.
Yes.
So she does it, and maybe she thinks I'm gonna be physical with her, but I'm not. And I give her emotional and psychological punish. Oh, hold this book on your head while you hold this these buckets of water up. Oh, my arms are tired.
That's awful.
My arms are tired. Go kneel in the corner. Not what she expected.
No.
Because she thought that the spanking could turn into sex. Again, so let me try him. You see,
that would suck, man.
Now in that
If I
moment,
was a
she's
girl.
like, yo, I ain't fucking with him no more.
If I was a girl like that, I mean.
Now she's thinking, I ain't fucking with him no more. Because he was a man of his word.
Because he was a man of his word? Or
he told me, because he was a man of his word. Did I stutter?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't hear you.
She heard him from his mouth saying this will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a cause and effect. For every action, there's a reaction. There will be consequences.
Mm-hmm.
She thinking, oh, he like everybody else. And I'm special, right?
Right.
I've seen dudes just, let me cross their boundaries, whatever. They say shit, they don't mean it. Dudes lie. Could be a woman's mentality.
Right.
It happens. She's surprised.
So why wouldn't she
So
fuck
now,
with him, though?
Say it again.
Why wouldn't she fuck with him, though?
So now, that's what I'm saying. So now, she's going to be like, oh, I'm not going to fuck with this guy anymore because he's serious. That's what you meant. I mean it on a hood term. So I'm not going to mess with him anymore. I'm not going to, not meaning I'm going to leave him.
Oh, she's not gonna. That's what I thought.
I'm not gonna mess with him anymore. He's serious.
She's not gonna fuck around with him.
Yeah, like the boss of the job that says if you're late again, I'm gonna. It's not gonna happen. She or he's late again.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm writing you up.
Yeah.
Damn, he really did it. There's consequences here. I'm gonna act right.
Yes.
Respect, trust, and a little fear.
Yes.
So it's now 100%. Putting her in check of even holding herself accountable.
Yeah.
So the problem is, why women are sexually active, but they're fighting submission. I just broke it down. They lack trust and respect for men today.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's the traditional masculine men that will fight, eventually, because it has to be a catalyst to keep her there. She has to see some type of benefit. Eventually, she's going to adjust. Why?
Because he's holding her accountable. He's true to his word.
What else? What's the operative word I'm looking for?
She's submissive?
For him.
I don't know.
She sees something within him.
She sees something within him.
Yeah, what's the operative word?
I don't know.
Consistency.
Yes.
In her mind, most dudes switch up.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I've heard a lot of girls say that.
With her seeing that, damn, he's consistent.
Yep.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Even if we're not together, I can respect him. Always. He's always going to be king to me. Maybe that might be my name in some women's contacts. He's always going to be that because he ain't never switched up for years.
Yeah.
Even with me, he saw that there was he holds his family accountable too. Shit, I ain't got no chance. I can't puppy eyes and stuff and manipulate. Let me see though. Let me see if I could get away. Test. Let me see if he's real with it. Because a lot of dudes not. Then when they see it, that's what builds that constant respect and trust. Yes. And then the love is gonna grow. Oh, why do I love him?
Yeah, that's true.
You see? Yeah. Versus the other way. That's all it is for women. Yeah. Consistent. And if you're a man of value of who you are, they won't ever complain about your consistency because that's you. That's your character. That's true. It's internal. It's spiritual. That's what it comes down to. So the woman's fighting submission, but still giving the panties because so many different things for so many different women. But most of the time, it's coming down to that lack of trust and respect. Even if she is getting herself off. Because
Yeah.
if she was getting herself off, but she trusted and respected him, she would want to please because it's in a woman's nature to please. I mean, let me please you. Maybe she used to be on top all the time for the dude, and she's like, I want to try something different. Maybe you dominate because she respects and trusts him. If she respects and trusts him, she's not
Anything can
dominating him.
happen. Yeah.
No, she's not dominating him.
Mm.
But if it was a situation like whatever it is, she might say, "Oh, here's a perfect example. I never lived this lifestyle, but where you, I'll do it. Never did any of these things, toys, whatever. Where you, I'll do it. Trust and respect."
That's true. Yep.
Because there's no
a girl will try anything new if she trusts and respects
because
the
there's
guy.
still a level of fear there.
Yeah.
Fear could make a woman run away
Mhm.
naturally. But if it's like, if I trust and respect him, I know he ain't gonna put me at harm. And he's
Exactly.
good at what he does. Apparently, read his books and stuff. Gotta be real. Don't look like somebody co-wrote that. It talks just like him. It sounds just like him. If somebody co-wrote that, it wouldn't sound like that.
7 books, ladies and gentlemen.
It must be whatever. He ain't never put me in a position to question. He ain't never put me in a position to not trust. And that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's
Definitely.
coming in down. It's those two things that are very imperative components for women to submit and be vulnerable. And that's what's not present. And we can't blame the guys. We can't say, oh, the guy's not stepping up, whatever. You got to use your proper discernment. It's you, because you're accepting, remember? You're allowing, remember? You're receiving, remember? The woman in the beginning has the power, remember? Yeah, so it's the woman's fault. So you get ain't shit guys, it's you. Because then you know what I'm saying? Like, you want the traditional dudes, they're out here. The good men, they're out here. Go find them. See?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Any final thoughts?
No, I pretty much I agreed with what you said. I
Good.
think that women that fight submission, like you said,
It's hard to
they
disagree.
need to know themselves, and I think a lot of women don't. I think a lot of times trauma plays into it. I think a lot of time, my perspective, I think a man does play a part in that, but we have different perspectives here. But for the most part, I agree with a lot of what Sarah said and a lot of what you said.
Even feminists will agree with me after this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they might say, oh yeah, the man plays a huge part. But when I break it down in that aspect, they probably never heard it broken down like that. They're gonna be like, well, that does make sense. Yeah, I do have the power in that sense. You cannot blame the man. It says ain't shit devil dick. That's somebody that's not taking accountability.
Yeah, that's true.
You the one that keeps allowing it or keep going there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you always have the power to just bye-bye.
Well, I don't think they have the discipline to do it.
You know what I'm saying? Why do you think you have the power to even engage in that? Oh, whenever I want, but you don't have the power to leave. Oh, I'm just too weak. I'm just he does it too good. Not taking accountability.
Because
so even feminists will look at it. Oh, damn! I hate that nigga. I hate him, but he's right. I hate him, but he's right. They'll even say I'm right because when you look at it on that aspect, the woman is the one that has to start up the wheel. We got to look at it on a bigger globe.
Yep.
Like the submission is not just because people could correlate the two, right? Oh, if they're sexually active, why are they fighting submission? So they could think of it the same way. But it's like, or they could be like, well, yeah, sex, like you ladies were saying, that's not submission.
Yep.
Like women got their ass online now. Like, what are you talking about? Women are in relationships that have OnlyFans too. It's not a submission. Like, just because you see my booty cheeks and my breasts, so there's a guy that's piping me. So you in my comments and stuff, and I'm replying and flirting. There's a dude that's double tapping on those titties. That might be their mentality. I'm not letting everybody in. That they can see my body because that's nothing. I don't respect myself, but they ain't gonna be in my mind, which is backwards. Like I don't give a fuck how intelligent a woman is if she's out here like that. I'm gonna overlook that. We're not gonna get to that part where I could see, and she can't blame me. Oh, it's his fault because he shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, people are gonna do that. We need to stop telling people to be what they want to be and do what makes them happy and follow your heart. That's on a path to disaster.
I agree.
Yeah, because I could be like, yo, I like robbing banks. You know what I'm saying? That makes me happy. And I said this in a post. But somebody that's telling me do what makes me happy ain't telling me the ramifications are possible. Well, what happens if I get caught? And they're like, damn, I didn't get that far. It just sounded like a great motivational tip. Do what makes you happy. Follow your heart. So if women are men today and men are women, you don't think that could be on a path to disaster? That could be catastrophic?
You have to be true to
Exactly.
who you are. Exactly.
Exactly. So it's masculine for a woman to be highly sexually active and have a high sex drive, but yet again fighting submission. Because that could be me. I will fight submission, but I'll be sexually active and have a high sex drive. And what you see me as?
A very masculine man.
You see? So what's happening if the woman's doing that?
Mm-hmm.
That's like she's fighting her natural law. That's so weird to me. That's off. That's like the woman standing up to pee. I ain't never seen that before, unless it's trans. Like I ain't never seen that before. You got a vagina.
That is uncomfortable for a woman to do.
You got a vagina.
It's awful.
Like why are you standing up to do that? I'm giving you an analogy. It's common for women to sit down, right? Yeah, and the man to stand up. So it's like this that's going on. She's giving the panties away, but fighting submission. What? That's the same thing as a woman standing up to pee. And she has a vagina. Yeah. She like this. The toe like this, front. Or from the back. Like it's so weird. Like, what are you doing there? That's how it looks. That's how it looks. Yeah. So we need to get back into our DNA. And when we do, we're gonna find God is in us. When God is in you, you incorporate these things, morals, values, and principles. You don't do that stuff. You don't even have the audacity to go into a relationship as a woman and want to challenge the man and be all loud and stuff of that nature and have the balls and whatever. Like you having a dick measuring contest. Who got the biggest dick? You won't have the audacity to do that. You're going to always fear the man because man is in the image of God and you fear him. That he's under God. Yeah. So you're going to be like, oh shit, I got to serve. That's where my blessings are coming from. Yeah. How I keep the man happy. Because ultimately that's what's going to keep me happy. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like they need to think of it in that aspect. I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but I'm telling you the truth because there are consequences, especially spiritually, when you go against the natural law. Yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, intense, real. I told you about this season. Podcast. This has been Debbie Podcast. Peace.